Hi there viewers and welcome back. You're watching Get Well, Stay Well. This is a section that is live and interactive. Sorry, I had to say, I don't know why I said that. I apologise.
I like it, it's energy.
Energy!
You're on the juices.
Woo! All right. So we are live and interactive and we're waiting for your emails and your text messages, and we're also going to do the Twitter as well. So hashtag Get Well, Stay Well. Let's see if we can get some tweets. All right, what do you think?
Good idea. I'm all for tweeting.
If our viewers don't know what tweeting is, what is tweeting?
Well, I have a Twitter account and it's really fun because you've got a whole new, we're talking about your new friends. So now I've got a whole lot of new friends on Twitter. I've got a lot of friends on Facebook, on my Get Well page on Facebook as well. I've got Felicity Corbin-Wheeler page and I've got Get Well page. So I'm really concentrating on that. And it's amazing how you get these people from all over the world. Professor Andrew Saul has just started a wonderful class as well. So, you start to get into this crowd of people who are all teaching natural medicine around the world.
Yeah.
It's so exciting. These are wonderful people. So really exciting. Now, I've got an email to start with today from Brenda. And Brenda has been diagnosed with gallstones and she wonders what she ought to do. Well, Brenda, gallstones are jolly painful, as I'm sure you've discovered by now. And you want to really nip this in the bud, as they say. And when you feel the pain of this, it's actually a hardening of the toxins in the body. So, with toxicity, it starts with enervation, with feeling a bit tired, intoxication, where you're getting toxic, inflammation, irritation. The next one is induration, where things are starting to harden. So you're getting gallstones, kidney stones, tumours, all those sort of things. And what you need to do now is be really radical. So I do suggest that you do the colonics. Now, colonics are absolutely vital with gallstones because you've got a build-up of toxicity in the area around your liver and your gallbladder. And the best way you can possibly get rid of them is the coffee enemas, which are so famous, from Dr. Max Gerson, who we were talking about earlier. So the Gerson therapy is the colonics. The coffee colonics are vital, as well as just doing the juicing. So put the whole thing together. Take pancreatic enzymes as well, because they will help with digestion. You can take Epsom salts, which is magnesium, as you probably know. You can also bath in Epsom salts because the Epsom salts goes into our skin. When we shower, say in chlorinated water, we're getting a load of chlorine, but when you get into a bath with some Epsom salts, you're getting a wonderful magnesium bath, which is really good for the body, takes out inflammation and makes you relax. I would also take lactobacillus, which is a probiotic. I would take lots of vitamins, including B5, which is pantothenic acid, which is particularly good for that kind of problem with the gallbladder.
Can that be preventable, Felicity?
Well, it's all about diet. So we're not born with gallstones, but we develop them due to our diet. Ginger tea, for instance, instead of having coffee, instead of having the sugar drinks, the bad drinks that have actually caused the problem in the first place, the fats. We've all been told how the trans fats are so good for us, the healthy fats they were meant to be. We have to go back to the real like coconut oil, avocado. So I use that as a spread instead of the other fatty things.
And what about the dangers of things like sugar and fizzy drinks?
Well, that's a huge problem. The fizzy drinks, which taste so delicious, the lemonade and all the fizzy drinks, we won't go through them all, but there are loads of sugar. If you imagine in this 8-ounce glass of water, and they say that in the fizzy drinks you've got about 8 spoons of sugar in there. No wonder it's so delicious, it goes down so well. But the thing is, when you realize the science and you realize what that's actually doing to your body, when you look at it and you think, well, I could have a beautiful glass of the ozonated water, which I do now, and make it taste beautiful with some lime or lemon in it. how much better that would be for the body than taking the fizzy drinks, which is loaded with with toxins. So really, it's a matter of education, and you know, when people learn the science, and that's what I love to do on my weeks when people come or when they read my course. You know, there's a sort of light bulb moment when people say, "Oh, I understand now what it's been doing to my body." So if in the end, Brenda, you have to have these gallstones out, don't worry, it's a really good, easy operation. And then, of course, you are rid of the thing for good.
Okay.
But some people just make cholesterol, they make a lot of cholesterol naturally in the body. And so there's, you know, even if you get the diet absolutely right, you may still have to have the gallstones out, but quite a good idea to do that.
Just had an email in from Cam. How you doing, Cam? How often should one have an enema, weekly or monthly? And what are the benefits of having one? P.S. Love your show and it makes me smile.
Oh, good.
Cam.
Even having an enema, Cam, that's amazing. Good for you. I would say nightly, Cam. Nightly is the way. I certainly do that nightly to absolutely cleanse my body. And then I have 8 hours of sleeping completely clean and able to detox. So if that shocks you to begin with, just remember that half the world is so toxic. And when you go to these natural health places, the first thing you're handed is this kit, which you then use, and you will begin to feel so much better. So really, it's the only way to detox. And as Max Gerson says, you know, the coffee enema is vital because it is such a toxin in the body that it makes the liver throw off extra toxins. And when we do that, we've got to get rid of them out of the body. So unless you're going to wash that out, you're just going to reabsorb those toxins further down in the colon. So it makes total sense. It's like cleaning your teeth, Cam. It's easy. I do it every night, and I think it's absolutely great. And I think that's how I really got myself well from pancreatic cancer. You know, you can pray all you can, and prayer is very important. But if you're not detoxing the body, as God has told us, by living on the right foods that God originally told us to live on in Genesis 1:29 and 30, the fruits, the vegetables, the seeds, the nuts, and the green plant. If we have really gone far from that and got very toxic, then we are going to have problems. And our problems like gallstones that I've just been talking about for Brenda are really a wake-up call, you know, that something's going wrong in the body and that we need to come back to basics. So good for you. Let me know how you get on with your new regime.
Do keep us up to date, Cam. Jill's asking, where can she buy the rebounder?
Well, you can get them off Amazon. I don't particularly advocate any, you know, I try to keep away from being commercial and advertising things. Just get a rebounder, and they are wonderful. I've lent mine out at the moment to somebody who needs it very much because she's got cancer. And my grandchildren love to bounce on it as well for a bit of fun. So a rebounder is a great thing to have, and even if people are pretty poorly, as I said, you can sit on it and just bounce, but it's vital to get the body moving, you know. It starts the lymph moving, it starts you detoxing, vital, yeah.
Mercy's asking, hi Felicity, I've been diagnosed with osteoarthritis in the number of my joints and I've been told there is no cure. I suffer a lot from pain. Is there any advice that you can give me, please?
Oh, Mercy, I'm so sorry you've got this pain. You can completely get rid of your osteoarthritis. You really can. It's only been built up by an acid lifestyle, acid diet. And when you come off that, you'll be amazed at how much better you feel. It may be in some joints that you've done too much damage, so you can't get rid of it completely, but you can certainly ease the pain. And just get on the Get Well, Stay Well program, alkalize, oxygenate, and you can also use magnesium oil, you know, that's a great thing. From the Dead Sea, they make a wonderful, I think it's called Magnasuz, it's wonderful, comes from Israel. And I know that takes pain out wonderfully well. So magnesium oil, yeah.
Okay, Elizabeth is asking, hi Felicity, I've heard that you say there is more protein in broccoli than in steaks. Can you kindly expand on this?
Well, it depends how much you have, of course, and the thing is that the protein in phytonutrient form is absorbed into your body much better than the meat, the dead meat. You've got animal has been killed here, and so you've got all the toxins, you've got all the fat from the animal, because even lean meat has got a fatty content in it. So that is why it's so much better to be on the broccoli than the steak. Also much cheaper, of course. But also, I don't want to eat dead animals. It doesn't appeal to me at all. So much better with the broccoli.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Ella May is asking, please ask Felicity if she uses apple cider vinegar.
Oh, well, hello, Ella May. In fact, I don't like the taste of it. But I'm told by a lot of people that they find great relief. They find it very good for arthritis and rheumatism. But it's just, I don't like vinegar, you see. I just don't like, I prefer to have the natural apples, for instance. I'm a great believer in apples. An apple a day keeps the doctor away, and we all know that. It's pretty well true. I certainly try to have a couple of apples a day. And always I juice an apple in with my green juice, because they say that there's so many wonderful things, the constituents in the matrix of an apple or a fruit, which have exactly the right digestive enzymes in to actually digest that particular fruit. So anyway, I wish you well if you want to try the apple cider vinegar, and lots of people think it's really good.
Okay, let's take a look at our next clip, Felicity. This is the ideal diet for a raw vegan diet in a day. Let's take a look.
Hey you guys, it's Christina. The most popular question that I get asked all of the time is, Christina, what do you eat in a day, especially in the winter? So I'm gonna share with you guys what I eat in a day in the winter time. Most of you guys know that I'm a low-fat raw vegan, fully raw, 80-10-10er, which basically means that the majority of my diet consists of pure fruits and vegetables with little nuts or seeds. So, here's what I eat in a day. For breakfast, when I first wake up in the morning, my favorite thing to have is a juice or a smoothie. And I usually have 32 ounces or 64 ounces, depending on how hungry I am or how active I know that I will be that day or the following day. Keep in mind, you always eat today for tomorrow. So right here before me, or what I had this morning, is I had an apple, cucumber, lemon, celery juice, and I also had tangerine juice. This is approximately 750 calories, or about 350 calories per jar. For lunch, I love tamanu meal on a huge platter of sweet fruit. I love sweet fruit because it's higher in calorie and in carbohydrates, so it keeps me fueled, it keeps me fast, it keeps me energetic, and it keeps me on the go since I'm usually buzzing around all over the place. And here I have a plate of perfectly plush, ripe persimmons. I have about 10 of these haichias on this platter, and each one of these is about 150 calories. And if I'm still hungry or needing a little bit more energy, I may have some ooey gooey, caramel tasting, ripe, delicious dates. Each one of these dates is about 30 calories. So I eat to my heart's content and then no more after that, because I know I have a big dinner coming up. I typically do my dinner within 2 courses. I like to start off with a non-sweet fruit, and then I like to finish it off with a huge, delicious, green, abundant salad. So, for dinner today, I started off my dinner with a huge bowl of cucumber and zucchini noodles, and I made a very special cinnamon basil beet dressing that I put on top. And I will make that dressing for you guys in a future video, I promise, but in the meantime, you get to drool over it right now. For the second part of my dinner, I always follow it with a humongous salad. And it depends on what dressing I make. Sometimes I'll use the leftover dressing of what I put on my noodles, or I will just sprinkle it with lemon or whatever it may be. I have a ton of recipes on my Rawfully Organic website that you guys can check out there as well. So that's it. You guys can see that I've had more than enough calories to suffice in my day. I've had probably more than 2,500, but also keep in mind that I'm a long distance avid runner, so I do use all of these calories and I eat to my heart's content. If you guys need more tips or tricks on how to go fully raw, you guys can check me out on my website at fullyraw.com and you can subscribe.
Hi there, welcome back. That's Christine from Fully Raw. She's got a YouTube channel. She's got some very good videos as well. It's
She's
interesting.
absolutely great, Christina. Yes, she really is. And she's got this cooperative as well, as I said, where they're growing their own things, all organic. And it's in Houston, Texas.
Yeah, good. Just remind our viewers that we are live and interactive, sending you your text messages and your email and also your tweets. I had to. I don't know what you do to me on this show, Felicity. I don't know what. I'm sorry. I apologise once again, viewers. Just let's go back to some of the emails before I say anything else a bit silly. Hi, Si and Felicity. Can you please give me an information on where I can buy the bicarb over the phone?
Over the phone? Well, just ring the local chemist. And you want to get the chemist grade, the pharmaceutical grade, so that it doesn't have anything like aluminium in it, because some of the ordinary baking soda that we use in cakes, I dare say that, I have baked so many cakes in my life, you don't want to use that ordinary baking soda, you want the good one. So here we are, it's Arm & Hammer, I'm not being paid to say this, it's just a very good, it says the standard of purity, pure baking soda, America's trusted baking soda brand. I just got this in America, I love it, and I've managed to find it in organic shops all over the world. In fact, I've even bought it here in Spain. So I think it's pretty universal, or ubiquitous, we could say. How about that for a long word?
Very good, Felicity.
Ubiquitous.
Going back to Christine's video there, let's just go through her diet, okay? So for breakfast, she has a juice and a smoothie. How much juice or how much do we need to make that will, do you think that will fill us up enough for the next
Well,
meal?
I think you want to make an 8-ounce glass every hour. How about that? That's a Gerson therapy.
That's a challenge.
And of course, that's for people who are really ill. They go to the Gerson Treatment Center and the juices are made for them. I was very lucky that my darling late husband made the juices for me. I was doing the colonics. I did 5 colonics a day and he made 8 juices for me a day. And I got well. I mean, that was amazing because I was able to do that at home and I didn't have to go anywhere to do that. So certainly you can do these things at home. It just takes a bit of self-discipline and a bit of help. And if anyone's got cancer, I think they ought to try and get someone to help them with their juices because, you know, as Patrick Vickers said, you cannot get well when you're starving and you're starving yourself. You've got to have enough of these juices. You've got to have enough living enzymes in your body to build up the immune system so that it can heal.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just going to go read some of the tweets that we've got here. Joggy's asking, what are the...
Cleansing out the toxins in the body in a way that you can't do any other way, really. That's basically it. And you can do it with water, you can do it with chamomile tea, you can do it with all kinds of things, but what Dr. Max Gerson said was that the coffee was the best because it's such a toxin in the body that it makes the liver throw off the toxins even more. So you get rid of it and then you wash it all away. And then afterwards you do implants with wheatgrass or another kind of nutrient to restore the intestinal flora. So that's basically it. I've written a very interesting little booklet on colonics and enemas and implants, which you can get off my website.
And I think it's important when we do these programs as well, it's all about education. Now we're educating our viewers and then our viewers will then tell their family and friends around, and this has happened to my own family. I've got my family here from the UK, they've just arrived. So hi there, Fiona, Coraine, Rihanna and Rochelle, I know you're watching. And it's incredible, their whole family, they've bought the juicer and they're juicing and they often put their recipes every every so often of what they're eating and changing their diet, and that is just so important, isn't it?
Fantastic, that's wonderful. Yes, this thing really spreads word of mouth, you know, and when someone like your mum is looking so svelte and gorgeous now, you know, that is amazing, because you can transform yourself, and your mother's a very beautiful lady and always has been, but she's even more gorgeous looking now, and I'm sure that her sister has seen that as she's just arrived to stay.
Okay, Mick is asking, have you ever tried Sun Warrior Ormus Greens ingredients?
Yes, absolutely, they're sold at
Grass, alfalfa, yucca, parsley, spinach, probiotic culture, peppermint, whole leaf stevia.
All sounds good to me, yes, and definitely I was introduced to Sun Warrior at Hippocrates in America. Interesting.
And Marcus is asking, is stevia a good replacement for sugar?
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
What is stevia?
Well, stevia is a plant, you see, it's a vegetable kind of sugar, and instead of having the white sugar, the brown sugar, you know, all those sugars have a problem, but when you get to the stevia and agave as well, that's another one, but stevia is the one that I would choose, and it does sweeten things. Also, I use dates to sweeten, you know, I think dates are absolutely delicious, and we get beautiful ones in Israel. We get that's my preferred sweetener, and as I said, when people are coming off alcohol, you know, I do suggest that they have some dates, because they want a treat, they want something to look forward to, and the dates are lovely.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, we have an email here saying, hi Felicity, it's a fairly long email actually. If you can kindly, this email is from Brian. If you can shorten your email for me, Brian, and I'll certainly read this out to Felicity on air. This one's from Jill. What does Felicity recommend to improve circulation and reduce swelling around the ankles?
Well, you want to exercise. If your ankles are too swollen, then you need to perhaps elevate them, obviously put your feet up, wrap them in wheatgrass, in a poultice of wheatgrass. This is absolutely amazing. Also, again, do a poultice and wrap around with, say, flannels, and then have some cling wrap to stop leaks, and then just rest, and you will find that the liquid will dissipate, and you certainly want to address that, because it can be a sign of heart failure that your ankles have swollen like that. So email me, let me know what the cause is. Maybe you're pregnant, maybe you've got a heart problem, but anyway, send me an email.
Going back to a previous email from Elizabeth, she originally asked, she's heard there's more there's more protein in broccoli than in steaks, and she's asking, can you please tell me where to find the evidence for this, as skeptics ask those questions?
Well, you want to go to the Ionic book, really, is Dr. Colin Campbell, who wrote the China study, Dr. Brian Clement of Hippocrates Health Institute. Really, if you Google it, you'll find there's just masses and masses of information out there, and proof. You know, people are skeptical, but they have to try it for themselves and find out. But that's the joy of going to a place like Hippocrates, that you get the scientific background to it, and it's absolutely proven. You know, it's what is absorbed into our cells that counts. So the protein, the phytonutrient protein, is just so much better for the body than the animal protein. Animal protein is acid, you know, it's got fat in it, and it's got all the toxins that the animal had to endure during its lifetime.
Okay, in about 30 seconds, Felicity,
Right.
Felicity darling, can you summarize or just give your final thoughts or advice to our viewers?
Right, well, today we've really talked about the raw food diet. We've shown you Dr. Otto Warburg, who proved and won the Nobel Prize in 1931, that we need to oxygenate, we need to alkalize the body. Okay.
Okay, Felicity, that is the end of today's program. It's been wonderful. Thank you for your bundles of information as
Very
always.
good.
Thank you also to our viewers. Same time next week on Revelation. God bless. Bye.
I think we should do a high five.